All you need is God. All you need is your words. Your words are so powerful and they can break any spell and you can overcome anything. You can overcome black magic. You don't have to be afraid of it. You don't have to be mad. It's like, you know it is what it is. And you have to get away from the people that are playing in black magic. You have to get away from them because that's the only way it's not going to affect you is when you get away from them, when they're not calling you, when they're not messaging you, texting you, sending you pictures and stuff. Like, nah, you got to get rid of all of that and move forward like it doesn't exist. And that's what I did. I just moved forward like this none of this shit ever happened. I just moved forward like this was like I didn't talk about it. I don't think I ever really talked about it. I talked about the magic and stuff, but I never dropped the names. Our Mexico was the fucking worst. He was the absolute worst person of all times. The word, and he's evil. He's so evil, and he's little, and he's evil. And then it's like he portrays himself to be innocent because he has a young face. He has a young face, so he looks innocent that he would never do anything to anyone, but he is evil. I saw that man late at night sacrificing a cow. If it wasn't a cow, it was a horse doing money rituals. You're not supposed to do money rituals. I don't know if it's illegal to do money rituals, but you're not supposed to do money rituals because if everyone was doing money rituals in Nigeria, they would all be rich. A lot of people are poor. A lot of people are poor. Money rituals don't work. Money rituals is you taking money from your future self. That's why you're supposed to establish yourself. You're supposed to work. You're supposed to have something. You're supposed to have something. These people, they don't have anything. They just want to take from everybody else. Our father wasn't like that though. Like he was a good guy. I don't know. I can't say anything bad about him. He was a good guy. He was good. He was just good to me. He was good to me, so I can't say nothing bad about him. Our Mexico was a monster. He was a fucking monster. And then he got all these little kids. He made all these little kids do black magic too. All these little kids was coming for me too. And they little kids, like I'm 40, 44. And I'm like, why are all these little kids coming for me? Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, it was because of our Mexico got all these little kids doing black magic too. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's not teaching them the right way. He's supposed to be a babalao. He's supposed to be helping the people, teaching the people the right way. He's supposed to be using his power for good. And he's sitting there teaching everybody to do evil shit. And I'm like, oh my God, like this little man is so awful and terrible. I'm like, how can he be like this? That was the first time I ever met somebody that was like that. Like he just does stuff to people to ruin their lives. He does stuff to people to make you want to give him your things. Like that's what he does. And he don't have nothing of his own. He just does spells on people for you to give him stuff, for you to give him your things, the things that you work for. You're giving him all your shit and you don't know why. I'm like, this, like, I know it's spell word. It's spell word. And then it's like, the only way to get away from all of that hot mess is to get away from him. I had to get away from him. And that's what I did. I just disassociated myself. I never spoke to him. I never looked for him. I never thought about him. Never. Ugh. Ugh. No, never thought about this man. And then it was just surprising for him to come out of his way and start texting, is because he knows that something's coming for me. He has my Ifa in his house still after all these years, and we don't speak, and we are not friends. We are not friends. We will never be friends. Then he has the nerve to call me his wife. Like, I'm not your fucking wife. I'm not your fucking wife. Like, no, whatever. You know, it's whatever. It's like, but that was my experiences with black magic. It was a part of my life, and I was deep into the religion. Like, that's what I did. Like, I wore the beads. I have pictures with the beads. Like, when you saw me, you saw the beads. Like, you knew what I did. Like, and it wasn't a secret. Like, everybody knew. And now I just don't wear them anymore. But my beads were from my godfather. And I think Awofad sent me beads. He sent me beads. He sent me beads. And then all the stuff was happening. And then I threw the beads away because I didn't know if he was trying to control me with the beads. So I just threw them away. I never touched it. I just threw it away. And then we stopped speaking from there. But it was like I never hated him. I never hated him. It was like he was a good person. He was always a good person. I don't care what he did. I don't care what he did in the street. But he was good to me. He was never bad to me. He was always good to me. So I can't say anything bad about him. Like, if things went left, it was because of the people he was around. It was never him. Our Mexico, that motherfucker did a whole bunch of shit, and he got a whole bunch of his little friends to come for me. Like, everybody was coming for me, everybody, and all these little kids was coming for me, and it was because of him. Because he's little, like a fucking kid, like a child. They think he's a child too, and he's fucking 30. Whatever, but that was back then. I have healed, I have grown, I have evolved. I am a better human being. I don't hate him, but I don't fuck with him. We will never be friends, and that's just how it is. People that do black magic, you cannot be associated with them because they'll just do black magic on you again. So you have to cut ties. You don't speak to each other, and that's that. I know I'm talking a lot. It's because I was still thinking about it because it was stuff about the issue. It was stuff, and I just never really, I never wanted to talk about it. And I don't have anything to say about anything negative because I was like, not everyone is the same,